the air today. Let's see what's going to happen today. You're here with the Chili Dog Radio, where everyone loves a chili dog. We're all a little bit different. So, we're going to look at, since this is our first broadcast, we want to talk to you about a little bit about what we are at Chili Dog Radio. We are about the world. We're about news of the world. We're about different places, different things, different ideas. And you can talk to us about any of those. And one of the things I need to do is make sure I keep my second sound off on that. Yeah. All right. So let's get started. One of the things we want to talk about is we want to talk about the news and see what is happening today in the news. Now, as you all know, or as nobody knows because I haven't told anybody yet, is that we are a little bit kind of on the independent side of television. But one of the things we love to do is to go look and see what Fox News has for us. So if we go, let's see, go to scene 2. Let's see, what does Fox News have for us today? Oh, wow. And you know it's just going to be something a little bit different. All right, 3 hurt when someone came around in Paris and shot up people in a train. Now, when I first saw this was what was great. Now they're saying 3 hurt as off-duty U.S. servicemen subdued gunmen on a Paris-bound train. Now, that is awesome. Yay, way to go, U.S. servicemen. When I first saw this, though, and I first saw it on Fox, what it said was, U.S. military attacked on train in Paris. Okay. Now, that may be pushing it a little bit, all right? It was really sad that we had somebody attack a train in Paris, but they did not attack the U.S. servicemen. The U.S. servicemen weren't even in their uniforms. So, this attack with a gun, with an AK-47, which we all love to take to Walmart, love to take to Target here down in Texas, we just enjoy those guns. They took it on a train and started shooting people up. It's really sad that 3 people got hurt, but it was a really good thing that these military guys were there. We want to give them a yay, because they subdued them and took them off, and I'm sure that was a little bit better than anything else. Let's see, what else does Fox have to tell us and show us today? Because you know, whatever it is, it's going to be great. Oh, here we go. Let's see. We got a call to arms. Are we at war? We must be, because Fox is telling us we're at war. Hey, we're at Motown. There's a war in Motown? That's the craziest thing I've ever heard of, a war in Motown. Wow, packing the heat in Detroit. Motown residents answer chief of police call to arms. Chief of police, yeah, is saying everybody needs a gun in the Motor City. Yeah, Motown, you got to have a gun, because you know that this is going to be really good. We're just going to just shoot everybody, I guess. I mean, that's all I can think of is that if you have a gun, they have an AK-47 or whatever those MK whatevers are. I'm not a big gun person. And you have a gun, maybe you're a pistol packing mama. I don't have a problem with guns. My grandmother, she used to carry a gun, a little Derringer in her purse when she was older. Maybe this is, and I was raised around guns all my life. However, I usually don't take them down to the supermarket. I don't take them to the movies with me. I don't take them to church. I usually leave mine in the closet, or, you know, if it's in, or if it's for protection, or if I'm going hunting. I remember when I was growing up, they used to put them on a gun racks back behind what was it called? the window, the back window. Used to always put the guns back there on the gun rack. And you always, when we were young, you'd date a guy and he'd have his guns. But then they would go hunting with those guns for like animals that they would eat. Um, like wild pigs, and which I know for those of you who are vegetarian, and my daughter's a vegetarian, and God knows you should not eat meat or look at meat or kill an animal or anything like that. However, I do believe that the deer that are hunted or the hogs that are hunted have a better quality of life than, say, Colonel Sanders chicken or whatever chicken, Church's chicken, whatever chicken place that there is. What is that place? Chick-fil-A that takes off Sundays. So I guess their chickens get a break. All right. And I'm not picking out any chicken place per se to say that do bad things with chicken. I'm just saying that look at a chicken house and see how they are. Anyway, a wild boar or hog or a wild deer has a better quality of life, and it's ended suddenly as they're running around. I know that they do have those free range chickens. I don't know how far their range goes, but they do have those as well. But I'm digressing. But now what we're talking about is some free range people and how to take care of people. And if you've got, they got crime in Detroit, in Motown. So grab your gun and help them solve crime. Do you think that really, really, really is going to work? I don't. I mean, I know that they had a bad accident and some people get shot, and down here in the South, the people get shot too. There's some bad guys. I used to work in a prison. There's some bad guys, and they shoot people. There is not that many of them for everybody to go take a gun. They've got these Tarrant County crazy people that are gun advocates, and they open carry, Tarrant County open carry. And they have some guys there, and they were trying to scare off everybody. They said, they take their guns into Target. And I was in, I don't know if it was the Tarrant County people, but I was in a supermarket. And I walked in, and I was walking around, and I was getting, I saw some peaches, and I got some peaches, and I was going around getting some milk and some cheese, and I come around the corner to get some canned food, like some beans or something like that. And oh my gosh, what did I see? I saw two people, two young thug-looking people. They had grimy jeans on. One had shorts that were torn. They had, nasty-looking hair that had been unwashed, and they were very unkept. And they were carrying around, but they had some guns. They had some really good guns. The gun looked nice, They didn't look very good. They're all dirty and nasty, but the gun looked good. And I was like, oh my God, we are all being robbed. So I left my cart there and I left. I found out later that those were some of those open carry people. They were celebrating and exercising their right to keep me from buying peaches. I'm glad that they exercised their right to keep other people from buying milk and food and stuff, because we are scared of their guns unless we have a gun. And this is what we're saying in Detroit. Everybody got to have a gun. So if you want to go get your peaches, you want to go get your milk, you want to go get your bread, carry an AK-47 or carry a, you don't want to get a 22. It doesn't have enough power. You don't want to get yourself a little gun. You want to get yourself a big gun. Big guns are really good. Look at that guy. I mean, he's like Detroit. Look at his pants. He's got a big gun in his pants. No, seriously. It's a gun. Don't think dirty. I wasn't talking dirty. This is not a dirty kind of show. He actually does. See, he's got it stuffed in his pants. A big gun with big Detroit on there. So he's ready. So he wants to go and but if little kids get shot or anything like that, then that doesn't matter, because we have people like this who could. This guy had his permit. He could carry his permit. And he used his handgun to stop a car thief who attempted to kill him in a 2011 robbery. Well done. He shot a car thief, and he he's alive because he had a gun. I guess if somebody tries to steal a backpack, we could shoot them too. You know, it's your 11-year-old. So, in fact, apparently he says, if you look here, he says, I saw him pulling out his gun to shoot me. So I pulled out my gun and I shot him. Because that's the way to do it. Shoot them before they shoot you. Because we live in a civilized society where we shoot each other. Because we are such a civilized people. We look at our government for answers. And this police chief's answer is to let's shoot everybody and see who's left. You know, an eye for an eye kind of justice. I'll shoot you before you shoot me. Is that a justice of community of fear? We want to live in fear. Instead of telling people in Detroit to work together as a community, to help these individuals, feel like they're wanted, they're needed, and help fix up Motown and make it a place and send a lot of love. And I know there's a lot of loving people in Detroit, and I know there's a lot of great music came out of there. A lot of great soul music came out of there. And even during that time, they were shooting people up. But not everybody grabbed guns to shoot back and stuff. They trusted the police. That's what we're supposed to do, is trust the police and let them do that. So what this police chief is telling us is, don't trust us. Get your own gun, because we're not going to help you. But he is carrying a gun. So that ain't even the police chief. That's Rick Ector, an NRA certified firearms instructor and the blogger behind LegallyArmedDetroit.com. So, NRA again, trying to get everybody to have a gun, get everybody to shoot everybody, and that's a really sad thing. But I want to go on. Let's kind of leave Fox News for the moment. Let's look at their homepage and see if there's anything else that's so sad about people shooting people, calling people to arms. I love these headlines. There is nothing better than tabloid journalism at its best. And Fox News does tabloid journalism. I feel like I'm reading the National Enquirer. I wonder if Tom Cruise got somebody pregnant in this edition. Let's see. I'm just joking because I don't know that Tom Cruise didn't get pregnant. These little kids. Or he may have more. I don't know. I don't know anything about Tom Cruise. All right. High school teams cannot honor military on jerseys. Well, were they able to before, and why? And why not? I'm sure that is big news. People shot, people killing each other, and you can't honor the military on jerseys. Now, I love the military. I think that's really good. I mean, here in Texas, we have a group that tries to follow the military around. Y'all heard about that. We have this wonderful military exercise, and our governor, the governor of the great state of Texas, Greg Abbott, had the Texas forces follow them around, and then other people helped to follow them around. So we had lots of people with guns and different things trying to shoot, even our military. Yet, and Fox News was like, this is okay. Jade Helm. The military's going to come and attack Texas. I want y'all to know, not one person has been attacked by the military in Jade Helm. It was an exercise, said it was an exercise. But Fox News and all these Republicans and conservatives were like, oh my God. We're all going to die. We're all still here, and everybody's still living, and that's just the way it is. Okay, so honoring the military, we honor the military. I think they should honor the military on their jersey. Honor the United States, honor whoever you to honor. I don't know why, but I bet there's some really kind of funny story about that, why they do that. Not anything like what we're seeing right now. Dow Jones drops more than 500 points. Surprise. Why does anybody put any money in the Dow Jones anyway? I don't know. I don't have enough money to put in the Dow Jones, you know? So it could fall all the way it wants to. It's not going to affect me in the least bit. What also is very interesting that I want to talk a little bit about is let's look at Twitter. You know, we all heard that Jimmy Carter, bless his heart, he found out that, you know, he had pancreatic cancer and now it's gone to his brain. And that is a very sad thing, and we want to send him prayers for healing. And he has done a lot of wonderful things. He starts radiation therapy today, or yesterday actually. He started radiation therapy, and we want to wish him the best of health, the best of luck with his treatment. And look what he says. I'm perfectly at ease with whatever comes. You know? Now that is man. And other people will say, now I feel like it's in God's hands. People are praying about Jimmy Carter. I've had an exciting, adventurous, gratifying existence. You know, when he was president, he wasn't like a Ronald Reagan. He wasn't an actor, you know. He wasn't a showman like Donald Trump. He wasn't, you know, an evangelist like Ted Cruz. He was just a normal guy, you know. Soft-spoken, did his best, worked hard, did his best for the country. Prayed a lot, did a lot, had a lot of stuff going on, had a lot of stuff going on that we have now. And he prayed about it. He worked really hard, and I think he did some really good things. With that, a lot of people disagree, but there were no wars started with Jimmy Carter. And there were a lot of people that were helped, and then we had a lot of problems. So then we had the trickle-down economics from Ronald Reagan. Hey. All right, and now we have notes that say from Jerry Lee, new methods for cancer may benefit Jimmy Carter's fight. That's really good. I don't know if that will help. But hopefully it will. Scientific American scientists say treatment for metastatic melanoma was 20 years in the making. Oh gosh, metastatic. I don't know how you say that. Y'all try to say that word, okay? You try to say it. Didn't say it, you go ahead. Or you can make fun of me, I'm cool with it. National Journal says Jimmy Carter reflects on his life. I wish I had sent one more helicopter to get out those hostages. I'm sure he did all of him. I remember him when he was so young and vibrant. Amy was a little kid running around. And his wife was young. Then we have the Los Angeles Times saying, I've had an exhilarating, adventurous, gratifying existence. Man, that is a role model. You know, that man, he is just a role model. Anderson Cooper's even got Sanjay Gupta on it. Look at this smile. Doesn't he have such a sweet smile? And we got more people telling about his stuff. And then we have the Huffington Post. Oh, wow. Wow, look who it is, Mr. Cruz. Mr. Christian Cruz, we should say. Ted Cruz, the Christian, fighting for all the, evangelicals. I'm a Christian. I go to the Methodist Church. I love Christ. I'm a very spiritual Christian. I will not be voting for Mr. Ted Cruz, though, mainly because of what I'm just showing here. I believe in Christ. I believe in Jesus Christ. He saved my life. He watches over me. He keeps me from doing crazy things, which I do them anyway, but he forgives me for it. And Jesus is my Savior. I believe that. But I do not hold it against any of the Muslims. They don't bother me at all. I'm very happy for them if they're devout. That is great. If they want to kill me, I don't like it. You know, I don't want to kill you. You don't kill me. We all live in peace and harmony. You know, you can be a Buddhist, you can be a Taoist, you can be whatever you want to be. You don't even have to believe in God. You can just be a spiritual, believe in trees or whatever. I don't care. I love you. I care about you. That is all good. You be who you're going to be. I am, and I'm going to be who I'm going to be. And that's how we work in this world. And that's what God tells us to do. That's what God has told me to do, is to love everyone. And to be kind. To be kind as a Christian. You know? And as I'm saying that, I'm looking at this article, the Huffington Post article, where Ted Cruz criticizes Jimmy Carter's presidency just one day after Carter's cancer announcement. So Jimmy Carter announces he has brain cancer, and our Christian candidate, the guy who is supposed to be, would they say that with the dominionism, that they want to make the United States a totally Christian country. They want to kick out everything and make it all about like the Pope and Rome and make it a total Christian country. He was, you know, sanctified by these 200 Dominion pastors in Des Moines, Iowa, 2013, to be the king of the United States. And because coming for the king, coming because of Jesus. Amen. I hope Jesus does come. I'm ready for him to come today. I'm ready for him to come tomorrow. No one knows really what time it is, but they do. He does, and he is going to make this, you know, United States, he's going to make them ready for Christ to come. Well, he's really doing it by criticizing a very religious man. Jimmy Carter was also a Christian. You know, he is also a Christian, a very dedicated Christian, very loving Christian, a very loving man. Even after he finished being the president, he still built houses for the homeless. He didn't stand up there with his Hitler arm up there like Ted Cruz is doing here, criticizing Jimmy Carter. Let's take a look and see exactly what he says. You know, one day after the announcement, he goes to criticize Jimmy Carter. I can't believe it. When I go to look to see what it says that Cruz, and let's look at Cruz here. Ooh, there's Cruz. No, that looks more like him. He's slamming Jimmy Carter's presidency just one day after Carter announced his cancer had spread to his brain. Speaking at the Iowa State Fair, Cruz recited a regular part of his stump speech in which the Texas senator, God, I hate that he's a Texas senator, people who voted for him, who would give him, I mean, I know some really good people who gave him $15 million. I'm thinking, what is wrong with you guys? Why would you give this man any money? This man who does not look like I would think Jesus would walk. Jimmy Carter represents the kind of Jesus that I would follow, that I do follow. Ted Cruz, he is not a king. He is not have those qualities. Any man who would be so insensitive as to, at a state fair where you're supposed to be having ice cream and corn dogs and riding rods and throwing up and looking at, you know, all the sorts of things that you look at and waiting to see who has the biggest cow and the biggest chicken and looking at the little kids with the goats and stuff. He's out there on it doing his little stump speech, and he's saying that this is very much like the 1970s. You know? He's just doing as much as he can, over and over again, just to help us all out. That just really, really sad that he goes to do that. And even after that, I gotta show you this. Let me see if I can get this page on for you. So, because you will not believe this. So he not only does he insult Jimmy Carter because he's such a good Christian. I got this wonderful little thing where it says Ellen Page confronts Ted Cruz about anti-LGBTQ bigotry. And Cruz's response is continue to salon. There we go. Is of course appropriate. So there is Ellen Page talking about the LGBTQ people, you know, which is cool. If that's, you know, I believe, if you believe in the Bible, that God made you and God made you the way that you are. And I believe that this is your sexual preference is just like, you know, some things you like, some things you don't like. And, you know, men are attracted to women, mostly women are attracted to men. That's pheromones, science. Well, what if those pheromones are off and women are attracted to women and men are attracted to men? All because of the pheromones, same pheromones. Did God make a mistake? No. God did not make a mistake. It's talked about in the Bible. You know? All of this stuff. And people who quote it, they just you know, they just say so many different things. They try to interpret it to be something, but they don't read the whole Bible. So anyway, so Ellen Page is talking to this Christian man. This guy who's supposed to represent all Christians, all the Christians of all the Christians of all the Christians. He's supposed to be the Christian guy. He's going to be the Christian president. He's going to represent all Christians. The man who insulted Jimmy Carter the day after he had a brain tumor. He talks to Ellen Page. And Page began asking about how he felt about LGBTQ people being fired for being gay or trans. And Cruz responded that what we're really seeing now is how Bible-believing Christians being persecuted. So if you discriminate against gay and lesbian people, they're being persecuted for discriminating against gay and lesbian people, is what Page said. No, Cruz said, for living according to their faith. So, basically, if you have a gay couple and they are happy and they are loving and they are having a, you know, in love with each other, not hurting anybody, they are persecuting Christians. As a Christian, I do not feel persecuted by gay people for being gay. I have think that that is a wonderful, beautiful thing. It is an amazing thing. As a Christian, I am told to love everyone. I love gay people. I love all people. I'm not really picky about the people that I love because Jesus doesn't tell me to be picky about the people that I love. Look at this. Check this out. Josh Duggar. He's, bless his heart, that little Duggar guy. He's having a hard time of it, is he not? I can't even, I just think to myself, oh man, Josh, what's wrong with you? But you know, you have that many children. What can you do? You can't do a lot when you have that many children. You know, I mean, it's really hard to make them, to really watch over them and give them good stuff, especially if they've already started. So, you know, so little Josh Duggar, he finds, and I didn't even know what an Ashley Madison was, you know? I mean, now this to me it's kind of, they act Ashley Madison. And I say that like I know who Ashley Madison is. And I don't know who Ashley Madison is. I didn't think I would care. I wouldn't care who Ashley Madison is. I thought it was maybe a girl who was modeling. It's on Salon page. But that's not the case. Ashley Madison is a site where if you are married, you go have an affair. And so poor little Josh Duggar, who after he diddled his little sisters and the was it babysitter, and everybody forgave him, and he went and got stuff, and he was all, and then he joins and he says gay people are wrong, and you know, you need to live right, you need to believe in family values, and that gay people are turning away people from living family values. But he goes and he has several affairs from, I always want to say Dolly Madison, but it is not Dolly Madison, it is Ashley Madison. And so they're the cute little boy is all grown up, got 4 kids on the way, and he's been fooling around on his wife because he's such a Christian. He and Ted Cruz, they're just really people to look up and telling. They're pointing fingers at you now. They're pointing fingers at you. They're telling you how to live. You better pay attention because they're telling you how to live. You got to follow what they say because you're going to hell. Satan's waiting for you. And I'm not saying that he's not. He may be. You got to be good with yourself. You got to be at peace with yourself. And I'm not saying that anybody of any other religion is going to hell. I can only worry about me. You know? And I believe if little Josh Duggar, the little boy, if he stayed just worrying about him, trying to get into heaven, and about his 4 children trying to get into heaven, and his wife trying to get into heaven, then he wouldn't need to go out and fool around and go to this website, find another person. And there wouldn't be, but there's so many people on this website that were just fooling around. You know? And I bet they all weren't atheists. I bet they all weren't Muslims. I bet they all weren't Buddhists. You know? I bet quite a bit of them were probably Christians. Fooling around. Committing adultery. And then pointing at the LGBTQ community and saying that they are being persecuted because they exist. You know? What we need to do, Ted Cruz, little Josh Duggar, all the little Duggaries, Ellen Page, Jimmy Carter, we need to love them, you know? We need to just put a big arms around them, and we gotta love them all. We gotta take everybody in America. Those people in Detroit, we gotta love them. Those soldiers on the train, all the people on the train, we've gotta love them. The person with the gun, gotta love him too. Now we also gotta put him in jail for a long time. Can't go killing people or pulling guns on people and hurting people. Not have consequences. I'm not saying don't have consequences. Josh Duggar will have consequences for all of his life. You know? It's a sad thing. We are a community. We are a culture. We are Americans. And we are full of love, and we can be full of love. And we just got to create a community. Now, I know some of you are going to sit there and go, ah, when I say this. But I don't know if y'all remember, but Hillary Clinton wrote a book called It Takes a Village. Ah, I know you're having a heart attack right there, so I said the words Hillary Clinton. But when she was First Lady, she wrote this book. she was trying to get health care and help heal the sick and feed the hungry and do the poor and all that kind of stuff. But she's hard. I really like her. She's done a lot of good things, you know. And she wrote this book, It Takes a Village, and she's not wrong. It does take a village. It takes every single one of us to put up our guns and not shoot people, to help build this country back. We've got a lot of people out of work. Apparently, we're going to have a lot more with what that Dow Jones drop. And let's put together and start building our communities. I think we've got some idle hands going on, you know? And I think we need to start talking to God and not at God, and not saying that we're the king of stuff, and not saying that other people and stop worshiping other people. My goodness, Donald Trump worships money more than any man I know. He will fire everybody. He wants to kick out 11 million illegal immigrants. 11 million illegal immigrants in the United States. 11 million. Now, shocking that we have 11 million immigrants in the United States. That is a little bit of a shock. But heck, they got here and they're working. Are we going to protest them? Are we going to protest the children? Is that something that we want to do? We want to protest kids. We want to kick kids out of the country because we're Christians, because we're good people. We don't want to feed the poor. We don't want to help the hungry. We don't want to help the sick. We want to protest children. We want to keep 11 million people out of their homes. We want to take guns with us and encourage our children to take guns with them to protect themselves, because we believe in God, because we are a good Christian nation, because we are the United States of America. United States of America. You know, soldiers fight. Civilians are supposed to be civilized. Now, I'm not a socialist. I have a company. I do well. I believe in capitalism. I don't believe in corporatocracy. I don't believe that corporations should run the world. I don't believe that one corporation should give $1 to any politician. And I believe that we need to start helping each other and start talking and not bad-mouthing Jimmy Carter. I mean, there was a whole lot of nasty stuff that was said about Carter on Twitter. People were saying terrible, terrible things. This man is dying and they're saying terrible things. Donald Trump kicked out a Scottish village, kicked people out of their homes. No one said a terrible thing about Donald Trump. They said, wow, his daughter's really pretty. You know? Wow, he's a good speaker. Well, of course he is. He's an actor. You know? He's trained to do that kind of stuff. He wrote a book on the art of the deal. He will tell you whatever you want to hear to get whatever he wants. And if you don't listen to him and do it, then he is going to fire you. He's going to sue you like he did those kids and people in Scotland who had the land for 200 years in their family, and he's going to have you arrested and kicked off your land so you can build a golf course. And that's what I think is probably going to happen. You're going to elect Donald Trump president, and the whole United States is going to be one big golf course, hiring 14 people. You know, it's not absurd. It could happen. You could do it. But anyway, just love everybody. John arms around people, and I'll come back and we'll see what's going on tomorrow. Because you know, everyone loves a chili dog. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully tomorrow won't be so long. Take care. And remember, whatever you believe in love. And I'm going to tell you, whether you're Christian, Jewish, agnostic, atheist, and pagan, I don't care, Muslim, I don't care. I love you. I wish the very, very best for you. I wish you never need a gun. I wish that you have a lot of food to eat. I wish that you're in the best of health and that no cancer is coming around. I wish all the good for you, and I pray for all the good for you to happen. And I hope that you can do the same for others. Look around, smile, have a happy day, have a joyful life. Eat a chili dog. Eat it the way you like it. And don't be upset because somebody doesn't like the way you eat your chili dog and you don't like the way they eat theirs. I love you all. Pray for you all. Pray for this country. And may we all have a really, 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 really good and wonderful evening. There's some rain somewhere, you know? There's some rain. Let's find it. I love you all. Bye. Now it's going to take me a little while because it's my first broadcast to figure out how to turn this off. I think I was streaming live. Oh no. That is going to be so sad that if this is on live. Stop. Oh Lord, stop broadcasting.